Continuing from the last Slizer video, I said if the video gets 30 likes, I'll do a video on the combiners. And after building these, I made a big mistake.
Yay for mistakes!
Well, I should have expected this since construction combiners don't have the record of being good, with the exception of a few. So just heads up, I'm going to be bashing these since I have high standards and all these makes me want to put a disc in my head. Also, a major problem I have when building UGLYYYY and Warble Tops is that the instruction wasn't complete. Now all sets have an instruction for part of the combiner. However, all of them have the same exact part of the combiner instruction. Good thing that the rest isn't hard to finish by just looking at the picture and building it from that. Another thing is with Warble Tops uses an extra piece that City have, which I have never seen a combiner use an extra piece before. Thankfully, I have an extra of that piece. Now with color scheme, it's self-explanatory of how bad it is, so no need to say anything about it. Since there is no similarity of all three of them, I'll be talking about them separately. Starting off with Warble Tops, who can actually stand unlike Blaster since it uses the torso function to keep the feet still. However, because of the third limb on the leg, the combiner can't pose whatsoever. It is very limited of moving the leg forward, backward, and turning. Removing the third limb would add more pulsability, however the design would be worse. Having the leg connection be a complete eyesore and a big gap, so basically there is no winner to this. Arms, well, they are just throwing arms, so they're nothing to say. But there are shoulder arms that uses torches fire piece on the hands. Torso has axles sticking out, and you can tell that I'm not talking about on the back, that is acceptable, but on the front, especially down there, that indicate Warble Tops needed to cover up. Yeah, that should have been a sign to scrap this and do something different. Though the two torso to have a double function to give the combiner a spine is a nice idea, but already know the problem with combiners. It would be nice to see this used in a set without the limb problem and head. Maybe this could have been used around 2003 or 4 with using Wakshi and Metro legs. Sadly, it didn't live up to those years. Also, the harpoon on the side is pretty random to have. Head is just really dumb looking and sticks out badly. At least the two heads on UGLYYYY of using the torso look much better. If this had a normal Slizer head, would at least look better than this. UGLYYYY, as you can tell, this combiner is meant to look like a dinosaur. The only good thing from this combiner is the head. It's nice looking with the second head piece to make a mouth that won't close. But for the rest of the combiner, while it has better pulsability than the Warble Tops and have neck movement, it is gappy, pulsability is awkward, and the throwing arms look very goofy. It's the biggest example of why Slizer having combiner models wasn't a good idea. Maybe what could have been a better combiner is turning it into a big bug like a spider or something, since there is no way to fix this abomination. It could still use the same head design, but use all four of the torso to form a single body with more than 4 legs. Dynamo, what the hell is this? Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. Due to not having spark, I had to take some pieces of the other two cabiners. Good thing that no exclusive color pieces from spark was used. Though I didn't have another of this gear in black, so just to pretend that it identify as a black gear. And the same goes with these small gears in a light gray. Now where to start with this abomination? How about this is basically Blaster with more add-on to it, and has a second head. Or that there is no way to prevent the Cabiner from falling over and over. Not even the tail could help. While with Blaster, you can at least use his throwing arm staff to keep it from falling. The stomach gap is much worse since it can't all be covered up by a single disc. Not to mention that the torso is too damn tall. The legs haven't been touched to make them longer, and the same goes with the arms. It is really goofy and hard because of it. If Millennium was added to the Cabiner and made the leg and arms longer, along with covering up the gaps, could somewhat help if it was scrapped and made into something new, or to improve the problem that Blaster have. The throwing arm weapon look ridiculous. I mean, what the heck is this supposed to be? It just have an unneeded third throwing arm. Speaking of arms, the arms just have these pieces thrown on randomly. If both sides had this gear piece, it would look better, but it had this head on the left arm that is really odd. Overall, these are horrible and I feel like throwing my head into a pool of lava after this video. Gappy and terrible design. Obviously, if you have the sets to make them, I do not recommend you to build these. They get a cup of broken light bulb.